Hello, children, and welcome to today's session. There are so many things that we use every day in our daily life. There are so many things that are made up of different materials. Your pencil is made up of a different material. Your notebook is made of a totally different material. The glass you use to drink water is again a totally different material, and the clothes you wear are also different. So all the different things around us are made up of different material. Now, out of all these things, if we talk about wood, paper, clay, etc., all these things are natural materials. That means they are made by materials that are present in nature. Whereas if we look at our pencil box, it may be made of stainless steel or it may be made of plastic. All these materials are man-made materials. In this chapter today, we are going to specifically talk about synthetic fibers and plastic. Going back to the history of human life, we know that early man used to live in caves. He used to wear clothes that were made up of either bark of trees or animal skin. It was only once the wheel was invented that man started spinning natural fibers like cotton into cloth. Slowly and gradually, he realized that fibers could also be synthesized in factories. So all these fibers that are made in factories are known as synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers are made in factories using different kinds of chemicals. Now, the important thing for us to understand is that synthetic fibers are made up of very, very tiny units or molecules which are known as monomers. Now, when many of these monomers are put together, they form polymers. And what are synthetic fibers? Synthetic fibers are the chains of these monomers. Now, there are two kinds of synthetic fibers. The first kind is regenerated synthetic fiber. Regenerated synthetic fiber का मतलब होता है वो synthetic fiber that is made using natural materials. Rayon was the first synthetic fiber that was made from a natural material. Also, pure synthetic fibers are the synthetic fibers that are made entirely from chemicals. No natural materials are used in manufacturing these kinds of fibers. Now, how are these synthetic fibers made? This process is very simple. The material that is used to make synthetic fibers, whether it is natural material mixed with chemicals or only chemical material, पहले उस material का solution बनाया जाता है. उसके बाद उस solution को बहुत tiny holes के through pass कर दिया जाता है. And what you obtain are fibers. And we all have learned that in fibers को आपस में twist करके and weave together करके we make cloth. Now, what are the different properties of synthetic fibers? All synthetic fibers like nylon, rayon, and terylene, terracotta, all these fibers have some different properties. But there are certain properties which are common to all synthetic fibers. These are, number one, they are resistant to insect and fungal infection. Number two, synthetic fibers do not crease. Synthetic fibers do not break. Now, the disadvantage of synthetic fibers is that they do not allow the body to breathe through them. For example, in hot, humid weather, when you are wearing cotton, cotton lets your body breathe through it. Whereas in case of synthetic fibers, they do not allow the body to breathe through. Let us understand about the different kinds of synthetic fibers through these short videos. Rayon was the first fiber that was made using a naturally available material called cellulose, which is wood pulp. Rayon is called artificial silk because of its exceptional shine, and it is used in making bed sheets, carpets, cords, and bandages. Nylon was the first synthetic man-made fiber made entirely using chemicals. Now, this fiber is very strong as it uses the monomers called amide, which are joined together. This is used in making fishing nets, climbing ropes, parachutes, saris, and socks. Let us now learn about the fiber polyester. Polyester is made of ester monomers, which are petroleum products. Polyester fiber is extensively used in the production of saris, curtains, water hose, and sails of sailboats. Coming next to terracotta. Terracotta is made by adding cotton to polyester. Now this is a very wrinkle free kind of a fabric which is used in making shirts and trousers. Terylene is made by adding wool to polyester, and this is majorly used in forming suits. Acrylic is another fiber which is very strong fiber, again made of a petroleum product by polymerization of acrylonitrile monomer. Now this fiber, because of its strength, it is used in a variety of purposes, which are, it is used for making shirts, trousers, mufflers, jackets, etc. This is because acrylic fabric is warm and wool-like, and it is cheaper than wool. So children, we have studied the different types of synthetic fibers available. Now, how do we find out which synthetic fiber is stronger than the other? For this, we are going to conduct a simple experiment. We are going to take two bowls. As you will see in this apparatus, we have taken two bowls of similar weight, and one we have tied using nylon thread, the other one we have tied using cotton thread. Now what we are going to do, we are going to add marbles to it one by one. We are going to keep adding these marbles till the thread cannot bear the weight of the container. You will see that the container which is held by a nylon thread will continue to take more weight in comparison to the container that was held by cotton thread. That means nylon thread or synthetic fibers in general are stronger than natural fibers. Now moving on to other synthetic materials which are known as plastics. We all know that plastics are wonderful material as they are used in our everyday life in practically everything we touch. Plastics are made using crude oil, natural gas, limestone, and salts. Plastics have exceptional qualities. They can be dyed in a variety of colors. They are lightweight. They are corrosion resistant. They are also resistant to moisture and decay. That is why airtight containers made of plastic are used to store food. Now, depending on the method by which the plastics are made, plastics can be of two kinds. They can be thermoset plastics. Now, thermoset plastics, as the name suggests, thermo means heat and set means put in shape. तो जो thermoset plastics होते हैं, ये बहुत hard होते हैं and they do not melt on heating. They can be shaped only once. इनकी shape बार बार change नहीं की जाती. Thermoset plastics को कैसे use किया जाता है? These do not melt on heating. That is the reason they are used in making electric sockets. Coming next to thermoplastics. Thermoplastics क्या होते हैं? Thermo मतलब heat, plastic मतलब soft. So जो plastics heat होने पर soft हो जाते हैं, melt हो जाते हैं, and they can be remolded are known as thermoplastics. Thermoplastics are majorly used in forming polythene bags. They are used in creation of all the containers of different variety that we use in our everyday life. Now let us understand the various uses of plastics. The first use that we all know is they are used in making television, bottles, pens, to pack milk, as polythenes to carry different material around us. Second, they are used to form airtight containers which we use every day in our kitchen. अब सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स या प्लास्टिक्स का सबसे बड़ा डिसएडवांटेज क्या है? दैट दे आर अ हैजार्ड टू द एनवायरनमेंट. रीजन, क्योंकि ये सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स बनते हैं केमिकल से. केमिकल्स जो होते हैं उन्हें जो डीकेइंग बैक्टीरिया होते हैं which feed on dead decaying matter, वो इसको डिकम्पोज नहीं कर पाते. A plastic bottle can continue to live in soil for thousands of years without breaking down. Our seas nowadays, the oceans are filled with plastic waste जो decompose नहीं हो सकता. That is the reason we all need to move towards sustainable items. Sustainable items का मतलब ऐसी चीजें जो wood से, bamboo से बनी हैं, जो use करने के बाद डीके हो जाती हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ विच क्या होता है, बिकॉज ऑफ विच हमारी एनवायरमेंट के ऊपर प्रेशर कम पड़ता है. हम सबको पता है कि ग्लोबल वार्मिंग और क्लाइमेट चेंज बहुत बड़े थ्रेट हैं जो हमारे सर पर मंडरा रहे हैं. अगर अभी भी हम ये स्विच नहीं करेंगे फ्रॉम सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स टू नेचुरल फाइबर्स, देन probably it will get too late. So children, in this chapter, you have learned about the various synthetic fibers, their properties and uses. You have also learned about the two kinds of plastics and their uses. You've also learned how synthetic fibers are a hazard to the environment. Thank you.